What's up, guys? I'm your host, the one who is Manny CyberCalamity. Alongside me is my co-host, with extraordinary wet, beautiful hair. Look at this, Puerto Rican Reggie Watts, BryanBrowny.
I styled it just for you.
And we also,
yeah, we got the little Clark Kent soup. The little Clark Kent soup.
I was saying, like, you would bump into Bryan at Metal Heavy concert. He is like, he has that wet black hair that you would see.
I do feel like if I dress with chains and in all black, like I would definitely fit.
Dude,
like,
you already have the navy blue nails and everything, bro.
It's like I'm comfy at a black mat. If I wasn't autistic, I'd go to them.
It reminds me of that meme video where that kid is like blind and then it's like he's running backwards when they start playing it, where he's playing football. He's like, disrespect, you're so weird. Alongside of Bryan,
I was waiting for him to catch on.
it's the prettiest Sony pony in the stable, the biggest catfish in the pond. That's right. It's Tay Norman. Yeah, it is. You too late, bro.
The biggest catfish on the pond.
Way too many thirst trap pictures for it not to be. You the biggest catfish in the pond. I am peeking out. I gotta turn on my volume. I am peeking out. Holy shit.
It's really fucking funny. I forgot. Oh, I like to play this game whenever we do any kind of show, whenever we record Drunken Ship at all. I like to play the game of how often Crockett gets distracted and how long it takes him to get back to the original point that he was saying. 9 times out of 10, there's been like 5 shows that I've been like keeping track of the shit, especially in the intro. Because you start talking about the intro, you think of something funny, and then you say, fuck the intro. I'm going to talk about whatever that funny thing is.
Yeah, let this out.
And you come back to it.
It's going to bug
and
me.
It's like...
So I've been listening to podcasts every single day, and I listen to at least like 5 or 6 hours of podcasts every day. And I think I'm getting a lot of their bad habits in the way how I do an intro. So like I know like some podcasts, like I've been listening a lot to like Mega 64.
Oh, nice.
And they'll shoot shit for the beginning of it, and then they'll go theme song, and then they play their opening and stuff. Which, by the way, shout out to Mega 64. I love your opening. It's great.
They sound familiar.
It's like a spooky
Mega
theme.
64.
What's that?
That sounds very familiar.
Mega 64?
They're like an old. They're like kind of like Rooster Teeth. They're like an old internet group.
They were like part of the original like game like Let's Players, like the partner gameplay like Let's Players, like Game Grumps and shit like that. They're pretty sweet.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I just now I was like, I've been listening to their podcast off for a while. I watched their Ava video and I'm like, yeah, I should probably listen. I'll give them a listen. And I just been like binge like listening to all their backlogs and stuff.
It's not really podcast. Go ahead, Bryan. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, it's like every time I get off, I listen to One More Jude. It's a radio. It's kind of like podcast, but it's like a radio show.
Dude, I was
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
One More Jude. They're hilarious, dude.
Jude.
Yeah.
I thought you said Jews in Arabia, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They on that Sirius radio station. They're hilarious. They're like a GTA podcast. That's awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I was listening to something. And they mentioned Rude Jude.
Yeah, Rude Jude is.
I was listening to, I think, The Bonfire, and they mentioned him or something. And I was like, holy shit. Like, so the people do know about this guy.
Yeah.
It's not just Tay.
No.
Tay has a weird obsession with, like, old white guys.
And I thought he was black at first till I Googled him. Because he sound black. He's a white dude.
Dude, that is the most deceptive thing about podcasting. There's like a considerable number of podcasters. Like, Video Game Donkey, he's not a podcaster, but you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was black for like 5 years.
He sounds.
I thought
he doesn't even sound black.
He sounded the way that he like his inflection. I just picture like a buff black man talking to me.
Really?
And then when I saw him for the first time, I was just like, that's not Donkey. He's playing a bit. It took me like a month of adjusting to realize that Donkey is the nerdiest, whitest kid that I've ever seen in my life. He looks like the parody for White and Nerdy. That's what Donkey looks like. And I thought he was a buff black dude.
I thought John Legend was white or black. What is it?
He's black. He's black.
Yeah, John Legend is a very white name in Tay's defense.
Yeah, remember he was in a car and you guys laughed at me for saying that? For the longest I thought he was like, what is he, black or white? I'm lost. I'm still lost.
John Legend is black.
He's black?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was white.
John Mayer is white.
I don't know who that is.
And John Mayer is the guitarist. He's a fucking phenomenal musician. But I always got John Lennon and John Mayer confused. They're great. But yeah, talking about podcasts, there's a podcast called Hey Babe in the No Crash Network. You know Hey Babe?
Yeah. Well, I listened to like one episode.
Yeah, I fucking love Hey Babe. I've been like hooked on their shit the other day. Saul reminds me of me, where he's like a mostly straight man, but he feels a little gay, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little gay. I'm actually a little gay. I feel comfortable in Saul and Chris's presence because there's no toxic masculinity there, you know?
It's not
There's
John.
like
I don't know. Chris like walks a fine line.
Chris reminds me of you, actually. Chris reminds me a lot of you.
That's a fair point.
Every time I see them, I goes like, this feels a lot like Crockett's chaotic energy.
It wasn't John Legend I was talking about. It was someone else. I can't remember.
I feel like I remember this conversation, but I don't remember who you were talking about. Yeah, because you were like, isn't he black? Or isn't he white? And you were like, no.
Yeah, it was like you and Garrett.
I wish to God I knew what the fuck you were talking about.
Yeah.
It was like we're like me, Tay, and Garrett was driving down the road. I remember it was like night. I think we were going to get pizza or something. And we're listening to something, and Tay was like, isn't that guy like black or white or something? It feels like we're listening to like Frank Ocean or something like that.
It was Frank Ocean. Yeah, it was Frank Ocean.
It was Frank Ocean?
It was
okay.
Frank Ocean. Was he black or white?
You thought Frank Ocean was white.
He's black.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's exactly who we were talking about, Frank Ocean.
Yo, he looks like Tyler Perry.
Yeah, a little bit.
I hope all of these people are doing well.
Oh, so all right, Bryan. I know you don't live in Charlotte.
Yeah,
but you're like Charlotte adjacent, pretty much. Apparently the water's brown here.
What the?
I got an email from my apartment saying that the water is gonna be a tint brown.
Dude, Audra just texted me about that.
And it's gonna have like.
She's literally texting me
about that. It's gonna be like a foul smell. Who?
Audra.
How's Audra? Wait, it's going from Raleigh?
It's in Raleigh. Wait.
Might be the North Carolina water supply in general.
It's something the city of Charlotte's doing, like some hydro something.
Is your water healthy to drink?
You know, the email didn't specify.
When I got off work yesterday, there's some chemicals going in the air we got a notification for. Air pollution. You hear about that? Or alert for your phone?
No, I haven't heard about that at all.
Yeah. Oh, we like
Man, I'm telling you. We're going to... like 10 more years, we're going to be in cyberpunk where like water is synthetic and like meat is grown in a lab.
Synthetic water. We can make water in the lab.
Yeah. I feel like that's not hard to do.
No.
It's going to be Gatorade.
Yeah, I feel like...
We're getting closer to idiocracy.
I had Gatorade for the first time.
Every year, we get a little bit closer to it.
Just a little bit.
Gatorade sucks, dude.
Dude, Gatorade is so bad for you.
I like Powerade.
That's so much fucking sugar.
Gatorade has like a lot of sodium in it.
Makes you thirstier.
Yeah, that's the gimmick.
Fun fact, and this happens all the time. People know this, but it's Dasani water.
No, I was about to just bring up Dasani.
They put just a little tiny amount of salt in your enough so that you're thirsty when you drink it, so that you go like, man, I'm so thirsty. Let me get another fucking bottle of Dasani.
No, let's get it straight. Dasani water sucks. I can taste difference between water. That's the worst one. I've been saying this for years.
Dasani water is the worst water.
And people look at me crazy. Like it doesn't taste like water. It tastes like something else. But
yeah, it tastes like bloody salt water.
The water Jordan brought from home one time is the best water of all time. I still stand by that.
That Cumberland Gap, baby.
That mountain hitter. I don't know what it is.
Guy like me, drink that mountain water, baby.
Is that nature?
Yo,
think different.
You have the most interesting set of circumstances because you're a city boy that came from the most fucking tiny ass, like backwater, mountain water drinking, like venison jerky making ass family.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
I don't know. I think I grew up on the internet.
Like 2 weeks ago, I found out that you know how to shoot a fucking gun.
Really?
And like, I did not expect that from you at all.
Yeah, bro. I've been shooting guns since I was like, I don't know, 8.
Jordan, what's the plans for White Bull Summer?
What did you say?
Yeah, it used to hurt my shoulder. Like the kick of it would like like hurt my I'd have a bruised shoulder because I was so young.
I said, what's the plans for White Bull Summer?
30-08.
That is crazy to me. I touched a gun one time and I was anxious while I was doing it. Like I grabbed the gun like I was L from Death Note. Like,
Like,
I was doing this. I was like, I don't want to fucking touch this. Like, guns are terrifying to me. It blows my mind that you, because you look like such a city boy.
You know what's scarier than a gun?
What?
A taser. I can finally confirm
Women?
that. A taser.
A taser? How so?
Yeah. Taser is like, just vibrate. What the heck is this thing? A gun that seems to have more control, it feels like.
no, Tate.
Yeah. You never touched a taser before? Or used a taser?
I disagree.
Taser's
Yeah,
like
I've not had a full jolt tase me, but I've had like a half jolt tase my leg.
How do you get a half jolt? Like, did you just like?
You have the battery's half dead.
Got you. Copy.
And it wasn't like it was a hand one, not a gunny one.
Yeah, I want to get tased. I want to know how that feels like.
Make sure you don't have to use the bathroom prior. Because it all.
Oh, because you'll shit yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you get tased?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
I was just curious. I wanted to know the story if you got tased.
Only thing that happened to me, I got stabbed by a ninja star on my right hand. 12 years old with my friend.
12 years old. Why
Yeah.
did you have a ninja star when you were 12
We was
years
outside.
old?
I got in the way. We were throwing ninja stars on the wood plank. It didn't hurt though, as you think it is though.
So
How did that happen? How do you get so he like threw the star into your back or something?
It was this board we were throwing there in front of him. He had it like leaning on the basketball goal. Or whatever.
Yeah.
He just like threw it. I don't know why it went in the way, but it hit my right hand. So he rushed to the house and got the what's that black stuff called? Like alcohol, peroxide.
Iodine?
Yeah, and put it in my hand.
know.
It didn't hurt though, unless I was in shock or something.
That's
But it
probably
didn't
what
hurt.
happened.
He made you lay down, and then he put ginseng over it.
What?
Ginseng. He lit some like incense candles,
Shut
and then he
up.
went. And then he hit a gong a couple of times. Dong.
I don't get it. What he's talking about.
It's like
that is traditional Asian medicine.
The scent. Oh, the
Yeah,
scent.
Traditional Japanese medicine. Yeah.
You gotta cure it with. if the delta damage, you gotta cure it with the same result.
Shut up. Yeah, man. I've never gotten seriously hurt by a device that was meant to hurt people. I don't know. I never touch a gun. I never touch knives. I've fallen hard like hella times. I've like, like in those anime in anime when you get punched and you like fucking roll like 6 times.
Yeah.
And then you hit a wall or something. That's happened to me like twice.
That happened to me last year
Where I've-
longboarding.
Say that again.
Happened to me last year longboarding.
It fucking
Fucked myself
sucks,
up.
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you had your accident.
Yeah.
What that was like? What episode 20 or something on the
It was
podcast?
in the summer. Yeah.
Did you break something?
No. I never broke a bone
Oh, God.
before.
Yeah, me neither, man. And I feel like I should have.
Yeah.
I
One-
also haven't broken
Yeah.
a bone.
I don't believe that at all.
Really?
What? I've sprained stuff, but I've never broken a bone.
Never sprained anything.
Uh,
either.
this-
Dropped a
this
45
podcast-
pounder.
Yeah, didn't break. Didn't break,
Goddamn.
baby. Invincible.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by milk. Milk builds strong bones.
I do be drinking a
All
lot
right.
of milk.
You think milk actually build? You think it actually like builds your bones up,
Yeah.
or
it
you
does.
think that's just a lie?
No, it's a calcium.
in it.
Yeah. It's a great source
So
of
that
calcium.
let's say I bought a farm
Yeah.
and I just had 20 cows to myself.
Yeah.
At what point am I Superman?
It doesn't work that way.
what point?
You-
What
human
point
body
am I
has
robbing
limits.
banks by going through the wall?
Milk. It's funny. I hated milk.
What
growing up.
point? What part am I going to the bank from the back end?
Milk is like the worst food to me. I hate milk. Milk sucks.
Dude, milk is delicious.
Milk is. I hate
Oh
milk.
yeah. So Tay, tell the story about how you threw up
The chili. Everyone knows
about
the story,
drinking
right?
milk. Tell
So,
that story.
There's what's that shit? Bevins. He goes to Costco, by the way. I seen him like last year actually.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
but you got to explain a little bit further for people who don't
So
know.
Bevan is a culinary guy in our institute. He used to give us free food every once in a week or so. So he gave us. I don't know why he gave us peppers. It's like someone did challenges before prior to this, and I was trying to be like tough, like yeah, let me do this.
Yeah.
And it was easy. It wasn't hard at all. But I told him, I'm gonna keep telling him you got to drink the milk to get away the heat. Like no, I'm like no, I'm not gonna drink that milk because I'm gonna like throw up. And I'm like, give him the milk, give him the milk. I look at that strong like I'm gonna throw up.
Do you hate milk?
So that
that
drunk,
badly?
yeah, I don't like milk. Milk is like disgusting to me.
Jesus Christ.
Awful. Yeah, and I drunk it and I just like rushed to the kitchen bathroom, the kitchen trash can and threw up. And Jordan here recording me or somebody. You hear Sean in the background dying
you
laughing.
See like Tay's like the veins in his neck, or he's like,
I hate
he's
milk.
like thrusting it out.
Yeah, it wasn't like that's the worst part of the count was just the milk. The pepper wasn't even hot. It was like
That's the fucking
people
worst.
were legitimately throwing up from the pepper, and then Tay's over here was like throwing up from the milk. It was like, oh, it was like, dude, are you okay? He's like, yeah, it's I don't like milk.
yeah, I don't like
Which it could completely be a cop out that Tay didn't want to admit that it was too hot for him.
No, I didn't like milk. You believe me, right?
I believe you. I believe you because I've eaten some hot shit before, and like it's been painful, but I've never had a reaction that made me go like violently vomit because of the thing.
Yeah.
But I like there's something to say about the act of throwing up in such a way that it sounds like you're screaming into whatever container you're throwing up in. You know?
Like,
I like to imagine that. Like, ah!
It's just kind of like on our 21st birthday, Crockett, you were there when I got fucking sloshed. I got destroyed. I got so drunk that I filled up my bathtub, and in that house, my bathtub is here and my toilet was like right here. So I got in the bathtub, and every time I have to throw up, I would lean over the toilet, like from the bathtub. Huge puddle of water every single time I did that. But it was like the kind of throw up when you hit it and it comes out of you, and you just go like, like that kind of.
I hate doing. That's like the worst feeling. Like I'm really like back to milk. Like I'm really like iffy on vanilla ice cream too because it reminds me of milk.
Dude, I hate that for you.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
So how do you eat cereal?
I can eat cereal though, but I don't. You know, people drink the milk though. I don't do that. I think that's disgusting.
What's it's like cinnamon toast crunch?
Crunch.
People love to bring that up. I don't know why it's always CT Crunch that people bring up, but no, I don't do that.
CT Crunch, like he has an issue with it or something.
I just throw it in the sink. My dad used to hate when I did that. Like, you wasting milk. Nah, I just throw it in the sink. I can eat milk and cereal, but like I don't drink it afterwards. I just like spit and milk in one thing. Like, what the heck is this? Get this mess out of here.
Bro, I can't not get over it. CT Crunch. Holy shit, bro. What? Please make that your Twitter handle. CT Crunch.
No one says that?
I love that so much.
CT Crunch.
Everyone always in the barbershop talking about how it's good CT Crunch is. CT Crunch this. CT Crunch that. I'm sick of it.
CT Crunch is the most disgusting cereal out there. I like hot take. It's the worst cereal.
It's mid. I don't hate it, but it's mid. It ain't the good.
It's so bad. It's so
bad. Bug off, both of you. CT Crunch, the best.
If I wanted to eat something cinnamony and sugary, I just get a goddamn pretzel. Why the fuck am I eating this?
Cinnamony? What pretzel you eating at Cinnamony?
Cinnamon sugar pretzels.
Is cinnamon a word?
From like Auntie Anne's?
Yeah, cinnamon sugar soft pretzels are the
Bro,
superior
or you could have a
delicious
bowl of cereal of CT Crunch.
No.
And then have a Nectar of the Gods milk.
No. That milk is bullshit.
Cinnamon
is not as good as... Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is something that I've experienced, and I apologize, but cinnamon is not the great spice that people think it is. Cinnamon is bad.
No, cinnamon is good.
No, cinnamon is bad. White people love cinnamon, and I don't get it. And I don't get it. You know,
get it. When we get it because we're not white. I think that's the only reason we can answer.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, you don't know what you're missing.
I don't know. Why
so
the fuck?
Good.
It's like such
big cinnamon stick.
It's
right into some.
It's like such a big, like barky, smoky, disgusting
yeah, dude.
flavor.
You feel close to nature.
No, it sucks.
It's manly.
It sucks.
It's so
cinnamon.
Manly.
Cinnamon
dude,
is what sugar. Cinnamon wants to be sugar, and it'll never be sugar.
That's a great. I like that.
Cinnamon is a little. It's sugar with a little razzle dazzle in it.
No,
it's spice not. And everything. Nice.
In order to make cinnamon passable, you can't make a cereal that's just cinnamon crunch. You have to put fucking sugar in it because cinnamon is so bad at being a spice.
Yeah, it is. It would choke you out.
The only time that cinnamon is good is when you add like a little half a teaspoon on the top of hot chocolate and then chai latte.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, he's gonna bring a cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah, he can get some nuts.
He's gonna bring a bag of.
It's funny.
It's so bad.
It's funny about the white food thing you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. Do you know about Coke and Pepsi? How like Coke is like for white people.
Actually, do.
Yeah, that's.
I listened to a conspiracy podcast about that the other day.
Yeah, that's really weird. Because I noticed like growing up, like why do white people love Coke so much?
For anyone that doesn't know, Coke was marketed towards white people, and then Pepsi was about to go bankrupt.
What the fuck did I just walk into? What
Wait, Tay asked me because white people.
What is this?
Yeah, because white people love cinnamon, and Tay just mentioned like white people food and like how certain cultures like certain foods.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola was marketed as a white person drink when it was first created, and it had actual like cocaine leaves in it.
Yeah, because white people love cocaine.
You're not wrong. But it was marketed towards white people because in segregation, the guy that created it didn't want it to be sold for black people, and it was actually a huge source of racism because white people would drink it and like nothing would happen, but then white people started the rumor that black people that drink Coke are more criminal, like are more likely to commit crimes than black people that didn't drink Coke because of the small amount of cocaine that was in the product. It would make black people act up, according to white people at the time. So there was a whole process for Coca-Cola to try to like decocanize Coke and finally make it available for like black people to drink. And during that time, Pepsi came out, almost became bankrupt with fighting against Coca-Cola. And then Pepsi started marketing towards black people.
Mm-hmm.
And so Pepsi became the black person's drink, and Coke remained the white person's drink. And then when segregation was less of a thing and we were starting to mix the two cultures, it was a matter of like which drink was sweeter. And so Coke was competing with Pepsi, but Pepsi was the sweeter drink. So people that like sweeter drinks preferred Pepsi, and then people that didn't preferred Coke. But Coke was losing a major part of the market towards Pepsi because they were so much sweeter that they made Diet Coke. And Diet Coke is sweet as fuck.
Hey, and it's funny. It's funny because Coke, it's still as segregated as possible. Like black people love Pepsi, and white people love Coke. And I started drinking Coke. No joke. I used to hate Coke growing up, but I started drinking Coke for the first time 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just did. Like, this is the best soda ever.
It's great. It's fucking great.
So what Bryan is saying is, if I drink Coke,
he's racist.
I'm gonna turn into a racist.
No, it just been a thing I discovered for a while ago. Like,
dude, oh no, go ahead.
No, you good. What?
Go ahead.
Shut up. I will say, I don't drink soda, but cherry Coke does absolutely smack from the head to the toes. That baby, swish. Dude, that shit is delicious.
That's my AI drink right there. The stuff was bad for you though. 290 calories.
It rot your guts out.
And like 45 grams of sugar per can.
But it was worth it. It was worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah.
You get that with the chili Doritos. Best combo.
Every time I go to the movies, gallon thing of popcorn, large cherry Coke, baby. I'm set. I'm sitting pretty. Guy like me, enjoy myself.
I just imagine
enjoy myself. Just like go home, late night snack, a little CT crunch.
Dude, I miss that. I miss getting a big thing of popcorn and some orange soda.
Dude, I miss sitting next to people.
I don't, man. That is the best thing that has come out of the pandemic at all. It's like the fact that I now have personal space.
Yeah, I love the convenience of movies coming here to us, though. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is nice.
Movie theaters are starting to open back up again.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. Regal, I have a Regal Unlimited membership that I haven't been paying for the last year. And it's about to come back, and I'm about to be in that movie theater every goddamn weekend.
No, I think I have something like that from...
AMC had a similar program.
I think I'm talking about AMC. I mean, I have something. Yeah. I used to do that.
I used to work at AMC. I was a bartender at AMC, and they fired me. So I try to not go to AMC as much as I can.
I love AMC.
Why did they fire you?
There was a 60-year-old woman walked up to the bar and ordered a bottle, like a glass of wine.
Oh, he told us this story. Wait, this is...
I didn't ask for a fucking ID. They didn't ask for her ID.
Yeah.
And they have a zero tolerance policy for it. And it pisses me off because she had white hair. She had crow's feet. She looked 60.
Excellent makeup.
She looked 60. So...
Yeah, you told us.
I try not to give my money to AMC.
Look at that Shin Godzilla background, you nerd. I saw that.
What? You see my phone? I just dropped it face forward, and hopefully I didn't crack my computer or my phone.
Ego.
So my phone is broken. So I'm using my girlfriend's phone, and I have like the girliest looking, cutest phone ever.
Isn't Adrian on the phone like that too? The anime sky.
I heard the back of her phone is like that. It's got a case on it.
Yeah.
Cute as fuck.
So Jordan,
Anyways.
what's
All
that?
right, let's get into the topic. We're like,
It's perfect.
guys,
It's 30
do you
minutes.
think? Yeah. So, have you guys ever played Resident Evil?
Yes.
Do you know about this? You heard about this? You know about this? Heard about this? How you guys? Speaking of milk.
Great transition.
Topic of milk.
Great transition.
Big gallon of milk. Tall woman, lady Desimir. Oh wait, no, it's not Desimir. What is it?
What's her name?
Demetriska.
I can't. Dude, I looked up 2 different videos to see how do you pronounce it, and then got on the podcast, still messed it up. Could not. Demetriska. That is, what is that?
I believe it's Russian.
No, it's not Russian. It's where's Dracula from? Transylvania. It's like Transylvanian.
I don't know what that is. But yeah.
So the marketing team for that has literally, they put out one trailer showing Lady Dimitrescu, and then has barely marketed it at all. Like barely at all. The internet has fully grasped and embraced this big mommy milker girlfriend vampire.
You think they knew what they were doing? You think that
no,
like when they
absolutely.
made it, you think like when they designed her?
They were trying to make what?
You don't think that when they were designing Lady Dimitrescu, they were like she's gonna be a hit?
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
I am not gonna give them that credit. Yeah. They're not that smart about it.
I think that they were hoping that it did. They
were sitting in a boardroom. They're all sitting around in a boardroom right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what the fuck was it? What is Nemesis? They're like, Nemesis. But a woman. And then they're like, got it. That's it. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be like, too. She's probably going to be slowly creeping through the house like Mr. X. Which, by the way, that is... If anyone's ever played the Resident Evil 2 remake, that is the most anxiety-inducing thing I've ever played in a video game. It literally made me hate every second I played in that game, knowing that he is walking around looking for me.
X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you.
The lady girl, I don't think they're trying to make her... I think they're trying to confuse the audience. Like, oh, she's this attractive, calm lady when she's crazy the entire time.
She's obviously not calm.
No, I mean, from what I say, I don't think she's like, you don't perceive her as a threat. I think the threat comes when she's tall. But we know she's the villain.
She literally
you don't see her as a threat.
No.
I know what Tay's saying here. He's like, no, I see her as a supple, big mommy milker woman.
I mean, she's clearly...
Tay's one of those guys like, I was like, oh no, you caught me. Oops.
I don't find her attractive at all. I don't get it. I still don't.
I love big women. I love the fact that Capcom intentionally or unintentionally has normalized lusting over a big ass lady.
Whatever the sales of the game.
So happy.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Whatever the sales of the game.
Whatever. But see, that's what I'm thinking. Like, do you think that when they were making Lady Dimitrescu, there was somebody at the design board when they were designing their character that just went like, maybe if I just a little bit more curvy, I can get Twitter like really pick up on this and we don't have to do any marketing? Or do you think that more likely that they just released the trailer and then people like the Twitter went to Horny jail for like 6 weeks?
I think
then they just have
I think it's that
Horny jail? No, Twitter embraced it. There was a prison riot.
But here's the thing,
and it's still going on.
That's the thing.
They're still marketing for the entire Resident Evil 8. Dude, so they dropped that trailer, showed her off. Twitter ran with it for months on end. Then they're like, the marketing team was like looking at this and they're like, all right, we're going to play a little Uno here. We're going to Uno out. They played her height. They just posted her like, she's 9 feet. Twitter explodes. Explodes.
The thing goes crazy after the post.
They dropped that info, and then they rarely have been posting, and literally let Twitter just do all the marketing for it.
Yeah, because that's
I have no idea what's going on in the game, barely at all. I don't know why he's there or anything. All I know is this woman is there. She got Big Mommy Milkers there, and then like not on top of that, people were so horny they had to they went into the other vampires with the blonde girl with the blood on her mouth and stuff.
Yeah,
that's all they've had to do.
Her actress
internet
died,
is
by the
wild.
way. Her voice actress died recently.
Yeah, that's a real bummer.
She did die?
She died at 39. Yeah.
Damn.
No, back to what Bryan said. I think it's the other way around. Like, even though she's a attractive character, I don't think they meant to make this like the selling point. But when they released it, Twitter responded crazy, and that's with literally any game when they see a female. And look at Pokemon. Pokemon Fine Art comes out like 10 minutes later after it shows a
no,
a
they're
new character.
Wizards or something, bro.
I don't know how they
conjure up how.
But
they have like some kind of template already pre-drawn, and then they just start adding detail to it.
That has to
something.
Be it. Or like they're working with leaks all over the place. I really do think that it was an accident. Like I really do think that like they released it and Twitter went crazy and Capcom just like rolled with it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What a crazy like cultural phenomenon for you to be like selling a game. You're trying to sell a horror game. And then, like, when you Google Resident Evil 8, half the posts are of people asking that lady to choke them.
No one has yet to top Ninja Gaiden Sigma series with its marketing. So
what was that marketing like?
The PS3 had like 6 axes, so you can like do like motion control a little bit with it. So the Ninja Gaiden female characters you can play as, like Ayana, you can like do like this, and her boobs would jiggle. And it was in the marketing trailers. It was like everywhere. And the game.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Those that production company because they're the same ones that do Dead or Alive, right?
Team Ninja. No, they did Nia, or Naya. I'm not sure about that. Right? Dead or Alive. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah, Dead or Alive. Yeah.
Didn't Dead Alive like have to get like censored because there was so much jiggle physics?
This is what it's known for. Attract
female
ahead. Characters. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, they had a Katsumi or Kasumi, was like the main lead of the game. And she had so much boob jiggle that they had to tone it down before release. Yeah. Because they got into controversy about it. And it like took up like a legitimate amount of resources for the GameCube. Like it was weird.
The game is like 50 gigs.
The last one.
Bro, the game, I swear when we finished the product, it was only like 10 gigs. Where's this other 40 gigs coming from?
Yeah, those characters are in another game.
Tetsu's been modding some stuff in it.
Yeah, yeah, some of those characters are in the Ninja Gaiden series. I think the latest one, I don't follow Dead or Alive at all, but that's the one that they toned it down a bit and people got angry with that.
Yeah, they did.
I don't see more polygons and stuff, but it's funny. That's how marketing works, though.
It's such a weird phenomena to see what sticks in people. To see like what sticks with people. It's just it's weird, and like video games are not generally a medium that gets marketed with like the sex sells label, because music gets sold with like the sex sells, and movies get sold with like sex appeal for the actresses and whatever. But video games have never had that, and now we're getting to the point where there's enough high fidelity in the visuals of the game where you can realistically sell a whole game based on the look of one of your female characters in the game.
For video games, it's some throughout the years, but it's not prominent like music videos and movies. You'll see it every once.
Nothing like super mainstream. I mean, you get games like Horny Pop and Horny Cam, stuff like that.
But those are hentai games.
Yeah, it's mostly like Japanese. I can't think of no Western games that does that. That sexualized.
Laura Croft, maybe?
No, she's like a normal girl.
Yeah,
she looks like a normal girl.
not like that. But
with
like,
two fucking.
She seems the most realistic though.
Traffic cones coming out of her shirt.
Like,
back in 1993, that was true. But now, like they did tone her down. Western audiences just don't react.
You're right, Bryan. Women's breasts were traffic cone shaped back in the 90s.
Shut up, Crockett. the Madonna. I find it really interesting. I think that like our culture now has been to the point where, sorry, 1 second, my phone's vibrating like crazy.
Yeah, I can't think of no Western games that does that like the Japanese does.
But I also think that like Japanese culture like sort of embraced that like sex appeal in video games, but Western culture, when games were really popular, there was a lot of controversy surrounding the morality of video games to begin with. And so like there was a lot of religious, like not religious persecution, but like religious cultural or culture centric organizations were like against video games because of morality. So we never attach any sexuality to them, at least not in an overt way. And it became problematic for a little bit because video games became over-sexualized. All the female characters became over-sexualized and kind of like used poorly because video games were targeted for men mostly. And now that the crowd has become more unisex and sort of more evenly spread out, I find that their companies are trying to like regain some of that sex appeal, include a lot of more female characters, and sort of stay away from being problematic when it comes to that, which is why it's really interesting to me how Capcom did it with Lady the Matryoshka, because like they legitimately, it's so organic to them. It happened so organic to Capcom because it wasn't intended to be received in any particular way, and then they just kind of let the internet go crazy.
And it's funny you haven't seen a negative response from it either.
Yeah, and I think it's a result of like how organic it happened to Capcom. I feel like the next company that tries to like imitate that is gonna run into
a big. They're gonna hit it.
Yeah, they're gonna hit
that is something that you can't like force. It has to be something like just organically gained out of it.
Yeah. It absolutely has to be, because the moment you force it, you start over sexualizing your female characters, and then you have something that is inherently problematic.
I know when Jordan brought up this topic, kind of shifting here, but in terms of like marketing, so it's like Sonic's 30th anniversary this year, and there's absolutely nothing has been told or heard yet
For Sonic?
Yeah, and everyone's annoyed right now. It's like no one's tweeting anything. Every time they tweet, it's a joke or a meme.
Yeah,
there's no information whatsoever, and everyone's getting frustrated because we haven't heard a game for like.
I mean, Sonic Boom was the last one, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
no Forces.
Let's say Resident Evil 8 is an example of good marketing. You're using your audience to promote your thing without doing too little to none like marketing yourself.
No work, yeah. Because
we barely got any information on Resident Evil 8. Now let's take that and compare it to bad marketing, which is Ghostbusters Afterlife, because that is got to be the worst marketing. I haven't seen anything from this like movie.
Is it a movie?
Yes.
I was like, I'm trying to figure out
the Stranger Things kid. Yeah,
it's got the Stranger Things kids in it. And then I saw like last night on IGN that there was a random clip from the movie. They just posted it, threw it up. That's it. There's apparently the state Marshmallow Man is gonna be like really tiny. Like all the state Marshmallow Men are really tiny running around.
What is
got Paul Rudd in
a
it?
Sequel?
I had no idea even fucking Paul Rudd was even in this movie. What? What is the marketing team going on? What's going on over there?
There's a Ghostbusters movie that's based on the last one that came out.
No, there's no.
I think it's a reboot.
It's a reboot sequel kind of deal. I think it's like because I think his grandfather was one of the original cast. I can't remember which one it was, and it's like the new generation of her. It has nothing to do with the female reboot. It just is like a sequel reboot of the original.
That's why they're not marketing it though. They're not marketing because the last one had such a big social media presence just around like how bad it ended up being as a movie. Not necessarily like the female presence.
Forget about that noise. Yeah.
People conflated how bad the movie was with the fact that it had female actresses in it.
Yeah.
Or female actors in it. But that's why they're not marketing, because they're like, it's a Ghostbusters franchise. They're going to quietly slide into people's DMs and let them know about this movie was actually surprisingly good. And that way, they're not responsible for the perceived sexism that's going to happen when a male-centric cast of Ghostbuster movie ends up doing better than the female-centric cast of Ghostbusters movie. And it's not going to be the fault of any of the actresses. I'm not saying that the female movie was bad because they were females, but I'm saying they are not marketing this because of the noise that the last Ghostbusters movie made.
Yeah. Why make this movie at all?
Because it's a franchise that's going to make money.
Yeah, I was about to say basically it's
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, the 80s.
Yeah, but
kids.
like some people don't even know that's even coming out.
The
But
hardcores
when we
do.
see it on fucking HBO Max or whatever the movie's gonna come out, you're gonna be like, oh shit, they made another Ghostbusters movie. Let me peep, and then you'll watch it, and then you'll give them money. Like it's,
I've never been a Ghostbusters fan. You guys?
I like
I like
them, but I've never
Ghostbusters.
been a
You like
fan.
Ghost-
Yeah.
There's like an animated series and
Something
everything.
strange. You guys ever watch the cartoon of it?
You guys are talking about? Yeah, I
Nah.
never watched it.
Nah.
Yeah.
Missed me by a couple generations. I do think that bad marketing is marketing that seems really, really, really forced when it comes to like a product. And like when and especially nowadays when like movies are trying to be like really memey.
Social media marketing is the force.
Yeah.
Like Wendy's. No, everyone's trying to copy Wendy's.
Yep.
That little like snarky, quirky little reply to the tweets people made and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, Wendy's kind of started that trend with social media, fast food chains.
And how it's bad.
You know what? We never talked about it, but that Burger King tweet that blew up in their face when they're trying to be snarky.
Oh, the
What was
woman
it?
belonging
Do
in
you
the
guys know
kitchen
what I'm talking
tweet?
about?
Yeah, the woman belonging in the kitchen tweet.
Yeah, the woman
Yeah.
get back in the kitchen tweet
That was
I
like
remember
the
that.
dumbest.
on Women's Day. Bro, Burger King was wild, son. Someone, I can guarantee you, someone's at their computer and they're like, this is going to be a banger. Bro, little did they know.
This is gonna do numbers.
Read the room. Yeah,
did get
this is going to
numbers.
get so much attention.
I think it numbers, but in a bad way. That was the dumbest tweet that I've ever seen from any corporation ever. Because I was like, if you're gonna do the joke, but don't put it in another tweet. Put it in the main tweet. Like space.
So
that
like,
shit out,
what,
put
it
in
was
the
like
main
a
tweet.
quote tweet. They like then they
Yeah.
like re-quoted it.
Like Domino's tweeted that April Fool's Day, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Like Domino's pizza place. Like, come on.
It's dumb. It's
Yeah.
the forced. It's just forced cringe. It's like they're trying to be
Meme
memey,
culture. Yeah.
but they're trying to do it without engaging in the organic creation of memes, and it just comes.
Do
off
you
as
guys
bad.
remember? You guys remember the Wendy's commercials where they would like they were injecting like memes into it, like when memes are kind of like becoming like a little bit more
2012
mainstream.
memes? Like they did like.
Yeah, it was
The
like
Boss or
the
something.
I don't remember that.
top text, bottom text.
Yeah, I remember this one because the guy who the burger like he's like, what's the boss people used to say? Like a boss. There we go. He used to say
Oh,
that.
yeah,
like
yeah,
a bot. Yeah.
Well, who says that since 2012? They should have come out 2015
The
or
time,
something.
the time that they make it, it probably is like a little relevant, like just
No.
a smidge.
The-
But the
the
time
moment-
that marketing and editing and all that comes out, it is so old and dead
Yeah.
And it's
that
one of those
it
things. Like,
makes.
it's kind of like movies. Like if you're making a movie that it's like pop culture relevant, by the time that you release your movie, that's not going to be pop culture relevant anymore. It's like you're dating your movie so badly.
Mm-hmm. Like Black Panther. Like,
Because-
what are those? Like that. Like, what was that?
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
remember that. That was
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah, it was so bad. Like no one
It's so
says that
bad.
anymore.
It
I
comes
don't even know
off
where
as
it was
cringy.
from. What are those? Was
That's
it
from
Vine?
like Daniel. What are those? It's a vine. It's a vine.
Yeah.
It was
Daniel.
It's a dumb little vine. Yeah, damn Daniel. And it was
No,
like,
wait, I don't think it's from that. I don't think it's from Damn Daniel.
I
I think so. I think it goes like, damn.
No,
Daniel, what are
no,
those?
because that was two white guys, and what are those is a black guy.
What are
Okay,
those?
never mind.
I don't remember the video. I remember hearing
What
the
are
Yeah.
the, I don't remember the video, but I remember like the. I kind of remember the video, but I don't remember like what the fuck.
That
So-
freaking
the rest of it.
Daniel kid went on Ellen.
Yeah, and that's when I hate when like mainstream culture tries to target sort of internet culture.
Yeah.
There's a desanitation process that goes in there, that kind of like takes away all of the humanity of the meme,
Yeah.
because memes are built in like some random dude in his basement that goes like, this is gonna be funny, and then they just tweet it out, and then just seeing like mainstream television adopt that is like really cringy sometimes because it never works.
It's just what's hot. It's just like what's new, what's funny.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be forgotten within the next day.
Like
So-
back to go ahead, Brian.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry.
No,
No,
go
I was
ahead.
going to like Wendy's is like how Wendy's they didn't intend to make a snarky comeback. They just said
Mm-hmm.
it. But everyone went crazy like, oh my god, Wendy's so quirky and all this, and they just stuck with it till today.
And now all the fast food
Yeah.
companies are doing it. That's really
yeah,
annoying.
which is annoying as well. But what
You think people blowing stuff up like this, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot because companies see that and they're gonna run with it.
What
You
do you
guys
mean?
like
What?
like cause so like we Wendy's wouldn't be like this. We would be getting Burger King saying women get back in the kitchen if we didn't just like hype up that Wendy's was giving a clapback that wasn't really a clapback, but we acted like it was.
See, but that's the thing. We don't really have a choice in that because the internet collectively laughs at what is funny. You know, so like when something happens, it just starts doing numbers, and all of these companies are focus, like group focus or focus group centered, and they are going to be doing like what will give us the most clicks so that people can see our name the most and associate it with something. And that's really like the end game of marketing. Like they don't really want to be funny; they just want you to associate them with something.
The product and
so
brand.
Yeah, it's like not our fault because we found that funny. I just think that we found that funny because it was genuinely really unexpected to see like a massive corporation like
make
tweet something like that.
Yeah,
you know, because it feels so human. It's so dissonant from like what we expect out of them that it was funny. But now that we expect them to be that snarky and quirky, it's no longer funny, and now it comes off as cringe because we know what they're trying to do.
When they're trying to do, it's like that's pretty much what I'm trying to say too. Yeah, it's like everyone after that you're just clearly trying to be this guy.
Yeah, it's like the YouTuber that like gets a viral video and then keeps doing the same video every time.
The freaking black dude that he's sweating a lot and he sees something sexual. He made like 20 of them after his one popped off.
It's wild.
Like, dude, we get the
what
joke.
You call beating a dead horse.
Yeah, beating a dead horse. Like, come on, it was a funny TikTok guy. He just like kept constantly doing it over and over. It's not even funny.
And that happens a lot in TikTok. TikTok people will make like one funny video and then they'll make a whole series of them. Yeah, and it's like it's not anything wrong with it, but it's what gives them the numbers. It's how they make the money from TikTok, so they just keep doing it.
There's a guy on TikTok I follow. He made one funny one, but he actually made it to a storyline. It was really
funny. Those are my favorite. When you make a storyline of funny videos on TikTok, that shit slaps.
I'm sending it to you guys later. It was hilarious.
It's like that Simpsons meme where Bart's sitting in the back of the class and everyone's staring at him. They're like, "Say the thing, say the thing," and he says it, and they're like, and they go, "Yay!" Like it's probably once you blow up like that, they probably just want to hear that same joke over and over.
That would Chadwick Boseman exactly with
Wakanda. Yeah, poor man. That's exactly it. Do the thing. Dude, that must suck. Like blowing up, so like being like Harry Potter or something. Yeah. Like Daniel Radcliffe is trying so hard to separate himself away from that character.
I think Daniel Radcliffe was one of the few people that successfully did it. I think Daniel Radcliffe...
Absolutely not. No, the general public still believes he is Harry Potter.
He gets recognized as Harry Potter, but he's not typecast as Harry Potter. You know, like
he's not typecast as him, but
he gets
like,
work.
He is still
so wildly different. But Daniel Radcliffe has such a good amount of resources that he can pick any movie what he wants. And the first project that he did after finishing the Harry Potter series was so out of pocket that it immediately like broke the chain of Harry Potter in him. So people still recognize him for Harry Potter, but they don't think of him as Harry Potter, you know?
It's like Miley Cyrus, like going from like Hannah Montana and Disney star into doing like complete opposite.
She's still Hannah Montana to me. I don't care what no one says.
Not until she puts on that wig, man.
You think she'll ever come back as Hannah Montana?
She made a tweet recently. It's an anniversary of about a week or two ago. She made a tweet.
Yeah, she'll probably do like an anniversary thing. That's there'll probably be some like funny jokes about like how wild you think Disney would have her back? Like for just a one-off episode, you think Disney?
So. They brought Raven back for her series. I don't know if it's still going on or whatever.
Yeah, but Raven never went off the rails after she left.
Yeah, she's on The View. She's a talk show host. I think she's on The View. Like that.
Yeah, but she didn't go the Miley Cyrus route because Miley Cyrus became a pop star, like over-sexualized pop star.
I was talking to someone about this, about the Home Alone kid. He is that kid. That
Macaulay Culkin, yeah.
Yeah, and he can't get away from that, which I was telling somebody, do you think that's annoying, being that like you're like 45 years old? Oh, you're the Home Alone guy.
Well, he never... yeah, he stayed a Home Alone guy because he never went on and did anything else as good.
I know that, but he's a real person. That's what I'm saying. People just think he's this guy, this character, the rest of his life. Is like I think that would be annoying over time. For me,
there's a point where it becomes really annoying, I'm sure. Yeah. But I feel like after, like, he's embraced it recently, and he's like,
he embraced it. Yeah,
been ironic about it. He's been ironic about it.
You know what's funny? Tony Hawk is the only person who has the opposite. No one knows who he is. I love those tweets. They're hilarious.
You know what tweet I love? Where people are like looking at a photo of like Tony Hawk, and then they're doing their verse now. It's like they put it in their wallet, and they're like, so I don't forget what Tony Hawk looks like. I run into him in public, I don't know who he is. Yeah, I love those jokes now. It's like come full circle where it's like now I won't forget who Tony Hawk.
It's so funny to me.
And
It's a meme. It's a joke that's went so long that people are the jokes are now coming to self-aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's
Like,
a joke that he's a part of.
Yeah. He thinks it's
Like,
hilarious too.
Yeah. He constantly tweets about not being recognized. Like the last tweet that I saw with him, he went to a skate park and like taught a kid how to do an ollie.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
like,
what it is.
my name's Tony, and the kid was like, cool, and then left.
What a non-cool name, Tony. This guy named Tony helped me. Like, you had to put the Tony Hawk on it, bro.
Easy, like,
You
you just get sad.
It's so funny.
When he gets all like gray hair, that's when he's like, just Tony.
It's funny though. 'cause
Mr.
when I
Hawk,
think of
Mr. Hawk.
Like Tony Hawk, it shook me. It was like a few years ago. Like I'm so used to him like in his 20s.
Yeah, he's old, man. He's
I can't.
old.
It's kind of hard to comprehend. He's like it's older. Was it 50 now?
He posted a video recently where he was like crying because his body's like not letting him do as many tricks as he was able to do.
Oh, you're talking about where he does his last 720?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
dude, that was a hard video. That I mean, like I really felt bad for him because you could see him getting frustrated, and he was probably trying to do that shit all day long.
Yeah,
and it's just like he was like you could see the look on his face. He was like, "Fuck, man, I'm too. My body just won't let me like."
He's a very passionate guy.
He finally landed it, and then he just stopped, and he was like, "Finally, fuck."
Yeah. That was wild. So let me ask you this.
That's scary. That's what age. That's what the Grim Reaper's catching up with you looks like.
Yeah, the human body is fragile, man. We're just a sack of meat. Let me ask you this. Do you think that, like, what do you think Capcom had, like, what makes the Capcom thing with Resident Evil 8, like, such good marketing versus, like, another company doing something similar?
I think they definitely, what they did right was lean into it properly. So they announced the game.
Yeah.
Twitter explodes with fan art of this vampire lady. They announced the height like 2 days later.
Yeah.
They understand that like people are like kind of like hell yeah.
And they were
so
cheeky about
they started giving out information that generally people wouldn't give a shit about. Like if Nemesis, if they gave out his height, no one would be like, all right, yeah, he's big. But with here, they're sexualizing this vampire lady, and they want to know. And one of the things that they're sexualizing is how big she is. So they're like, keep it coming. So they do that. And then recently, they just announced her shoe size, which I have it in my notes here.
They did?
It is 17.3 inches.
Oh, it's bigger than Shaq's. I saw this tweet. Yeah.
Big ass foot. Oh, yeah. And then we started seeing... I started seeing the memes of her like guarding Shaq, like tripping up Shaq, breaking his ankles.
No, I don't think it's good marketing. I think it's just being smart marketing. I think that's more of that.
No, well, smart marketing is good marketing.
No, because it comes.
They're leaning into. They know what's popping.
I don't think they really meant her to be that way. Even though she's just like a sexy character, I don't think they meant to be that way.
I do not believe that they meant for her to be sexy.
Yeah, I mean that's a part of her character. Like she's this attractive, but she's crazy demon vampire lady. But from outside,
she's like a central character. She's playing the role of a vampire because vampires are traditionally very sensual characters.
Aren't they supposed to be sexual too? Actually, part of vampire world is modern age stuff.
Say that again.
Aren't they supposed to be like? Aren't they usually most mediums they make vampires attractive?
Yeah, they make them like attractive and sort of like sensual beings. Mm-hmm. Because they have to get close to you to like drink your blood, so they like the mythology is that they lure you in with their charm.
Charm, and that's what she has.
Yeah, and so, but they were like kind of going for that, and the fact that people got so drawn into it was really like an accident. But the interesting part is not that she's selling the game, because I don't think that she's selling the game. What I think she's selling is Capcom. You know what? Because now what we see is people being more willing to see. Capcom's the cool company. They lean into a Lady Dimitrescu thing. Let me hear out what they have to say. And so now they have more leverage for the next project because they were the cool company that didn't demonize their fan base for being attracted to Lady Dimitrescu, and they just kind of like lean with it. So even though in the game we're not gonna see like Lady Dimitrescu do anything crazy, or they're not gonna lean into the fan base approach to her in the game story. But now Capcom's like, hey, remember that one cool thing that we did? Here's our other project. And that's where the true genius of that type of marketing lies. Because they stopped marketing the game because the game has sold. They know the game has sold because Resident Evil 7 was a success. They gave us the gameplay trailers with the werewolves and the vampires. They gave us the setting. They gave us all the information that they could give us without spoilers. And now they're just letting word of mouth take over. And now they're the cool company. They're the cool development company. The cool AAA company. Versus EA, who's the AAA company that if that had happened to EA, they would have shut it down and they would have put copyright strikes on everyone doing fan art. And so like now, Capcom has a lot of social leverage when it comes to this kind of stuff. And if they partake in the memes, once the game comes out, it's just going to solidify that. That's the genius of the marketing.
Dude, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, you think we're going to see some like sexy DLC or something? Or is that too on the nose? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
if they do that, that's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, if they do that, it's a problem because now they're over-sexualizing a female character, and that's like really problematic.
Yeah, that's what I agree with.
Yeah. If they lean into what they should do, if they want to give us a more thought-out backstory on her as a character, as DLC, and they handle it properly, then that's pretty much an immediate... It's just a good marketing. Because the problem is not sexualizing the character. I think the problem is sexualizing her in a problematic way. You know, because female characters can be sexy, but they also need to be not just sexy for the male gaze. If it's a trait for the character, then it can be useful for the story, or it can be used for story purposes and for characterization. But as long as you're like playing into it for the male gaze, for the objectification, then it becomes a problem. And I think that's where Capcom found the really thin line, by just letting the fans do all of the memery and then just sticking to their solid character driven like interpretation of Lady Dimitrescu.
So we're marketing for them, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What you say?
We're marketing for them, basically.
Yeah. And that's really the genius of it, because they can't be held accountable for anything that the fan base does.
True.
But they can enjoy all of the benefits of the fan base talking about the game.
So is she gonna like appear like every once in a blue moon in the game or something, or what?
I think she's gonna pull a Mr. X, and I think she's constantly moving through the house.
Yeah.
And she's probably gonna if she sees you, you're probably gonna have to run away, and she'll probably like, grab you or something. Yeah. You have to probably constantly be on the move.
Is this in modern times, or is she stuck in a time period? How does game works? I mean,
this is modern times. They're just in a small Romanian town.
Okay.
And go ahead.
I think this is a stepping stone for making a Resident Evil 4 remake, because it is a lot of Resident Evil 4 vibes. Yeah. It's exactly in that time period. It's in a foreign country, like the same as Resident Evil 4. There's a lot of assets that they could recycle into a remake. Yeah. So I think this game is setting up a remake for 4. Dude. And that Resident Evil 4 remake will probably sell like hotcakes.
Dude, Resident Evil 4 is hands down my favorite Resident Evil game. I bought that game 3 times.
Yeah, I think it's everyone's favorite.
They've ported it as much as Skyrim.
Yeah,
and GTA 5.
I think that's the only one I played before 7.
Yeah.
But I only played them like really brief. I'm not a huge fan of it at all to this series, or never try to get into it.
I was recently got into them.
I was not a huge fan of 7 just because I didn't like the
first person,
like the house. I didn't like the setting. But Resident Evil 8 with that gothic environment, that broody werewolf vampire shit, sign me the fuck up, man.
Does that make it scary because you know how this lady is? Does that make it scary to you guys?
No, I really believe that if a game or a movie is really good at building their atmosphere, the game will be scary regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I played the demo for the Resident Evil. I played the Maiden demo.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they're not scary. Actually, hang on. I take that back. The game is fucking terrifying. So you start off in a dungeon, right? In the catacomb dungeon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The game psychologically will fuck with you repeatedly.
All right, PT.
So, like, there's one part in the demo where there's a body like in this like kind of like cellar. So you're like in the dungeon. So there's cages, there's like cells, and there's a body. And there's like you find the door, but you have to get like a key or you have to get like something to cut open the door.
Yeah.
And so you walk past this body first. It's like, laid up against wall, it's dead. You come back, it's on the floor now.
Yeah. So it's
you go to the back of the building, or the back of the catacomb or whatever. Grab something, you come back, it's moved a little bit further. The game is just slowly fucking with you to the point where she's moved all the way to like into like out of the cell into the hallway.
Right.
And you're like, what the fuck is happening? It's just like little things like that. There's a lot of like noises and stuff like that. But the atmosphere of the game is fucking terrifying.
I'm really excited.
There's one part in the demo at the end where you're like, so you're walking through the house, right? Also, I want to say like this game does something really, really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they do like perspective horror. So there's a lot of stuff in the game where it looks like something is standing at the end of the hall, and your mind is playing tricks on you.
Oh yeah.
There's like a hallway.
Possible?
So once you kind of get into out of the cellar, you go through you're going through the house. So you go from the bottom catacombs all the way up into the main living room of the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one part of the game or this hallway where I was standing at the end of the top of the stairs, and I look over and there's a bust of a head, right?
Yeah.
The way it's angled, if you're standing over in this area, it looks like someone's standing there staring at you.
Right.
It freaked me the fuck out. And there's like a lot of weird, like if you're standing in certain angles, things will start appearing. Like Dimitrisco's dress is like on a mannequin, and it's like a really tall mannequin, and it's on like offset in a corner, and you can only see it if they're standing at this door. But the way the game is set up is like you have to go to that door. So when you leave out that door, you're going to notice it, and it's far enough where you can see it, but close enough where you can't really make out like if it's her or not standing there.
I think Resident Evil. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
go ahead.
I think Resident Evil understands what makes the first-person horror scary, in the same way that they understand what makes third-person horror scary with the Resident Evil 2 remake. And it's like they're scary in different ways, right? Resident Evil 2 is scary in the fact that you have to manage all of these resources and that you're always in danger. But Resident Evil 1 is scary environmentally, along with that as well. Like, I was never scared in the environment of Resident Evil 2 remake unless it was pitch black. But I was always scared of the environment in Resident Evil 7. And I know that I'm always going to be scared of the environment in Resident Evil 8. And, like, that's why I think they're going to be such good games, regardless of what's happening with Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah, I think that she's not scary at all. The vampires are not scary.
But
the
she's
world
going
itself,
to be. They're going to make her scary.
Probably.
In the game.
Well, if they do that Mr. X shit, it's going to be like, panic mode on 10.
Yeah. It's going to be great. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Just want to wrap up the show?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's wrap it up.
I think we can put some Big Mommy Milkers on this episode and call it a...
I'm hungry.
Call it a wrap. Some CT Crunch.
In my eyes.
Bro, I can't wait. I'm going to go buy some CT Crunch right now. Holy shit. If we ever make a shirt, we're putting CT Crunch on the fucking shirt. Holy shit.
I hate that you called it CT Crunch, because now this is all that I'm going to hear from Crockett for 2 weeks.
You're right.
I almost
You're
absolutely
right.
Fuel for things, and he just
guy like me.
Where is that from?
Like the word CT Crunch.
I need to get in on that. What is that from? A guy like me?
I need to get on that.
The only one that made me laugh was
that.
the one you said was that was such a country saying. What is it? He's going 30 on a 15. What do you say?
He's going 35 on a 15. When that van hit that guy, it's like he was going 35 into 15. So.
That made me laugh so hard when you said that. It's so stupid.
I've been saying that periodically, right?
He said on Twitter like a day after
you
saw the movie.
That's a whole phrase. If you guys haven't seen There's Something Wrong with the Johnsons, it's free on YouTube right now. Please go watch that movie.
It's a great dark sort of. It's so good.
It is
trigger warning. However. Yeah,
it's a big Ava Unit 1 trigger warning on that. Well, let's wrap up. I'm
Jordan, where can they find you?
I'm going 35 into 15.
Jordan, where can they find you?
CT Crunch. Guys, you can find me right here, baby. All week.
Shut
You're going to be live. We'll be live.
Find me right
Guys,
here.
if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Twitter at cyber_calamity and at Twitch at cybercalamity for more of this fucking nonsense that words I just make up. Bryan, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitter at BryanBrowny and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BryanBrowny. Twitter at Bryan or Cheetah. God damn, I gotta fix that. I gotta change my branding. And Tay, they can find Tay at Twitter at _TayInfo.
Oh, and for I forgot. I can finally use my soundboard now, where I've learned how to separate my audio. So
He still ain't forgot to do that. That's so funny to me. You were asking why has he said his? He did. Bryan says it for me. It's so funny.
Yeah. Tay hates it. I see the disdain in his eyes every time.
Like I'm just trying to build it up here to remember. My
Get
camera
through it.
on the focus.
All right.
That's so
Thank you
funny.
guys for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. And take it easy.
take care, guys.